Excuse me. Hey guys, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and squirrels, welcome to the first, pretty much the first live episode ever. Just grabbing the last few things here, trying to make sure that it's all set up where you're gonna be able to kind of see where I'm painting. I guess that'll work. As you can tell, I've already plastered several parts of my, oh gosh, over here of paint. This is my painting station. I got things on the ground. I have a mat for sure. Let's see the chat. There we go. We're all set, ready to go. All right. It's doing a little bit of thinking. It's doing some thinking stuff. We got KARANAK all primed up, ready to go. I did an undercoat, chaos black. And then I did a brown. I had a little bit of Rhinox hide left. So I did that. Make sure we're still good on the stream. Yeah, we're all right. My stream is freezing for some reason. I don't know. Anyway. And then we have, there we go. We fixed it. Then I sprayed it with a little bit of gray. You can see where the gray is still just a teeny bit. He's also not glued to the base that I have him on. This is not his base. I made a little custom base for him. I thought it'd be kind of fun to do a special base since he is a special character. So we'll see how that goes. And then I just sprayed him with Mephiston Red just to get my reds started up and stuff. Okay, so with that being said, we'll get right into it. I've got a plethora, I tell you, of topics to talk about. I'm going to stream for about, let's say an hour and a half. Let's go about an hour and a half. Hour and a half, depending on where I get with KARANAK, the Hound of Justice. What else do we have to talk about? Oh, I have a whole topic of stuff to talk about, guys. I'm very, very, very excited about it. What I'm going to be talking about mainly, I'm trying to figure out if I need to get closer to the camera. Will I? Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Okay. Get a little more light in here. Sorry, guys. This is my first time still kind of doing this. So I'm just trying to get a good idea. I did flip it. The Noogie Master, Charles, from South Africa, will be very excited. I did end up getting it into landscape mode for you, so you will be able to see properly. I got a drink over there. Okay, let's get right into it, guys. I don't need that dark tone, at least not right yet. I think I want to do or at least try to do some wet blending in here. So I'm going to take Jacarra Orange. Let's check out what I got in it. And we're going to put it on my palette. And I'm going to work some Mephiston Red into that as well. The contest. Yes, I have a giveaway that I'm doing since it's our first episode. I might do giveaways periodically. My plan is to do... I want to stream at least once a week, if I can. If not, at least once every other week. At least once a month. But I'd like to do once a week if I can. And I'm going to bounce around on the schedule, if you will. Mainly to make it so other people who might not be free Sundays and stuff. And my schedule is never set. So, yeah, just kind of bounce around. Get it going here. All right, let's see what we got. Normally, yes, I do use a wet palette, but I've got I got my glass palette here, and I don't have room on my table currently for a wet palette. It's where my camera is set up, pretty much. So, yeah, let's see what we want to do here. Can you see it? Can you guys even see? Yeah, I guess you can. Kind of enough, anyway. The contest. Comment, since I have been putting together a lot of demon stuff, both, mix a little bit of orange in here. Both, a little bit of orange in that, for sure. Since I've been doing a lot of demon stuff lately, a lot of Nurgle stuff, I've been doing a lot of um, what's that other one I've been doing? Corn. I've been working on these flesh hounds. I finally got all the flesh hounds in, so that's been good. But since I got all of them all kind of all set up, ready to go, I wanted to do a giveaway based around demons. So I have about I'm giving away one of our dice bags, one of our many dice bags, and made by the amazing Great Out Productions. Go check him out. Great Out Productions. He has an Etsy. He's got some other stuff too. But I really, really like all of the stuff he does, and I had him do up some bags for us with the logo on it. There's going to be some of our dice in there as well, for my own personal set, and a bunch of hobby stuff. And yes, I poured in a whole thing of Agrath Earthshade to make everything look nicer. Ha ha, ha ha. But comment below. Put it in the comments. Anybody who comments will get a will get entered in to win. And I'm gonna make the contest go for 24 hours. That was my what I kind of decided on. So anybody who watches this video will be entered in to win. To enter to win, comment below your favorite demon. Doesn't have to be GW. Doesn't have to be Games Workshop. 40K Age of Sigmar specifically, but it can be any demon. Maybe you're a big Krampus fan. Maybe you are. I don't know. Maybe there's a thing that you're super into where they have these like really cool demon models and you love them, or you love the story behind some lore of something I've never heard of. Tell me in the comments below what it is you are super into for a demon. Maybe it's KARANAK. Maybe you're super big into KARANAK and you really like that I'm painting him up. I super love the Flesh Hounds. I think they're super awesome. So I was really excited to jump in. I don't know if I can get the camera closer, guys. Sorry, I know this isn't the best. I'm working on it. I just bought a new tripod. It'll be here in a couple days. So right now I'm just kind of, I guess you could call it, I don't know if you can call it wet blending, but I'm doing some stuff. So enter in, comment in who your favorite demon is, or any demon, doesn't matter what it's from, but comment and they'll enter you in for the giveaway, for the bag, for the dice. Put a bunch of different hobby supplies in, a $50 value. Yours, and international people can. Yes, I am willing to take the hit for international shipping. That's how much I love our fans. I am willing to do that for you guys. I will ship it to anywhere in the world. I've sent stuff to Australia. I am aware of how expensive it is. If it's more expensive to send it to Australia, you're gonna, I don't know, I'll give you a medal. I'll give you a shout out on the show or something. I don't know. What am I doing even? I don't even know. The Inquisitor. Favorite demon 40K is probably the Skull. I love the Skull Taker. I just picked up. What is up, the Inquisitor, by the way? Shout out to you, dude. Thanks for jumping in the chat with me. If you're painting something, let me know. I love the Skull Taker, and I really love the new Skull Taker model. I did order it. Hopefully it will be in tomorrow, I'm hoping. And I'm going to definitely, since I'm such a huge wrestling fan, I'm definitely going to work in elements of, like, The Undertaker from wrestling, from WWE, WWF, whatever you want to call it, and do some, like, purples and grays and blacks on his attire. But I want to... yeah, I just licked it. I don't even care anymore. I was trying not to lick on camera, but I did anyway. I want to incorporate some of that in, because I think it'd be really cool. But I think the Skull Taker is a super awesome model. I haven't read a lot of his lore yet, but I'm super curious to see what the Corn book will say. That should be coming in the mail as well, so I can finally start building this list together. I changed up my list. I am running. I'm running Scarbrand, 20 dogs, and KARANAK. That's my list. 1,000 points. Uh, essentially, Scarbrand's going to be doing all the work. But I love that model. I just got him in the mail, so I'm hoping to do a really cool. I want to do a really cool floating display with him. Put him up on like a cool pedestal thing. Just haven't figured out exactly what I want to do. So what I'm doing is kind of like just going all over the place with my reds and my oranges, because I want this. I really like my models to have a weird, unnatural, or no, I like them to have a natural look to them, like kind of spotted and stuff like that. I don't really know if that's a style or anything, but it's what I like to do. Um, and well, since he is a dog, right? He's his skin isn't gonna be perfect all the way around. No, no cheetah's prints are exactly the same, and no cheetah's prints are perfect. So I really like the idea of kind of like incorporating that in. I'm going to get maybe like a brown. Yeah, we'll get a brown in here, more towards the bottom, and just kind of figure out how I'm going to work that in. Paint's a little too thin. But yeah, so I'm super into Scarbrand. I think Scarbrand's really awesome. I had a whole, you guys would be so proud of me. I had a itinerary that I was gonna follow, and then I left it not near me, and I don't want to get up now. But let's talk about that thing that just happened. Adepticon. A lot of stuff came out of Adepticon. Some stuff I am super hyped about. Some stuff I frankly am lukewarm on. Everybody's super hyped about the Slanesh stuff. Here's the thing, man. I don't know what it is. I've just never been a huge Slanesh guy, and I love demons. Like demons are kind of the reason why I got into 40k and mainly 40k, because when 8th edition dropped and I was kind of getting back into stuff, I really wanted to play demons. But in 7th, other than Demonkin, I really wasn't really feeling it. And then all the Nurgle stuff came out, and I was crazy in love with those models. And it took me a little bit to get used to them. And then I started looking over the Tzeentch models, and I was like, hell yeah, Tzeentch models are awesome. I love pink horrors. I love the concept of Tzeentch. Um, I'm jumping in. I'm gonna jump full in, and I'm gonna do Nurgle, and I'm gonna do Tzeentch. And I know they hate each other, but I don't care because I'm playing pure demons. That was in 40k. I always had a love-hate relationship with bloodletters. Yeah, bloodletters. I love. I'm not terribly fond of the Bloodthirster model itself, but I love Scarbrand. I love the Scarbrand model, not the actual like generic one that they have. I don't know what it is about it that I don't like. I think it's because he's floating on like a flame, and it just looks awkward. Um, but I really love Scarbrand, so picking up Scarbrand made sense now that I think about it and look at it. But what is interesting to me was the fact that they release all of these. Oh, what up, Zombie Dad? Thanks for joining the chat, man. Argo, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's my favorite demon. He is a biblical demon. He's a demon who feed. Ooh, he is a demon who feeds. That sounds awesome. I'll have to check him out. I'm a big Krampus guy, personally. If we're not talking non GW stuff, I think that is super awesome. So we got 2 entries so far, guys. Really excited. Thanks for joining. Where was I? Oh yeah. So the new Slanesh stuff. I am forever the GW apologist on our channel. While Taylor and Dan to a lesser extent, but Taylor specifically, and Taylor will agree and tell me I'm wrong at the same time. He is usually the harshest on GW. He loves the models. He doesn't like the price point. He wants fantasy back. Things to that nature. He wants his rank and file back. He doesn't like Age of Sigmar. Dan Dan's Dan. Everyone knows how I feel about Dan. Uh, kidding, kind of. No. I'm kidding. Dan used to kind of hate about the same, but I also was not in the hobby when the bad, quote unquote bad GW was around. I played. Okay, so I used to play fantasy back when the Storms of Chaos happened. That book, because I played an all Slayer army out of that. So if you guys could tell me what edition that was, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that was, I thought late fifth into sixth, but a lot of people tell me it was sixth edition. So I don't know. But that, and then I went to college, and there was really no community where I was, so it kind of just fell off. And then I didn't actually get back into playing for many years. Um, but so like when I wasn't around for the bad GW where they sat in their ivory tower and they didn't talk to anybody for a long time and all that jazz. Um, I don't know what I'm. This is a symbol, so I'm gonna do something to that. I haven't decided yet. I'm just pretty much just painting stuff in where I think it needs to be painted. But so they were around for the bad GW, and I think they still have bad GW, beat bad GW feels and stuff. So I tend to be the apologist because I really do love this company. Sometimes a lot of their stuff is kooky and backwards, but you can really tell they're trying. And they're a corporation, they're business. They're gonna have to make money somehow. Um, and this is not a cheap hobby, as we all know. So I've learned to accept that. What we got going on so far, just kind of marking some stuff out. Put my hand up. What the hell? Just kind of slow turn it. Try to get to focus. I do apologize for the quality. I'm streaming from my phone, so sorry guys. But I know that Slanesh has been always the Ringo Starr of the um four gods, right? Like according to oh thanks man, Shane Blake, appreciate that. Um, there like I guess I would say like okay, I'd say Nurgle is Lennon, Korn is McCartney, Zinch, that other dude I can't remember. And then there's just like Ringo, and no one took Ringo seriously. So like, kind of like Slanish was Ringo. Um, I don't know what I'm doing. Apparently, I'm just covering over stuff I already began to highlight. Um, and it's not the aesthetics that bother me about Slanesh. Like I'm fine. Like don't get me wrong, I love a good boobie. Everybody knows that. If you ever watch any of our things, oftentimes you'll just see me randomly start to smile. Probably because I was thinking about boobs, to be honest. But uh, I think it was like the fact that the Hellraiser-ness of them, I guess, or something. That I was never terrifically fond of. I don't know. There was just it just wasn't for me, right? I guess that's what I could say is it wasn't for me. It wasn't. It's not for me, man. You know, play the it's not for me man card. Um, but I've never been. I never been one to get super hyped about Slanesh, and I never really liked the rules of them either. And I don't like the fiends all that much, and the riders and stuff like that. But I had a love hate relationship with Korn for the longest time. I wanted to like Bloodletters, but they look good from a distance, but when you get up close to their face, they look so derpy. And just I don't know, couldn't never really get into it. But now I got enough of new stuff in the line that I'm really excited about them. So that's why I'm playing Blades of Corn now, apparently. Or at least Demon Corn. But I was a huge Nurgle fan, huge Zinch fan. So we get this huge release. Uh, yes, the Corn Demonkin coming out was a huge deal uh, in seventh. I do remember that. I remember. So you guys never. I don't know if I've ever told you the story. Uh, Taylor brought in like it was like my third game ever in seventh edition, and he brought the Demonkin. Um, I guess kind of when they first came out, and Taylor ends up dropping in a Bloodthirster for free against. I was just learning how to play Genestealer cults, and there was some bad feels. There was some bad feels from that game because I was like, "Wait, you get this thing for free because I was killing a bunch of your stuff?" And he kind of snickered and laughed at me. And he was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Oh." And then that thing proceeded to literally table my entire army. Um, that sucked super hard. Um, yes, the forecasts are like the Beatles for sure. So anyway, Slash has always been Ringo, at least in my eyes. So we get this huge release for AOS, and I'm sure the stuff is going to carry over into 40k as well. Uh, I I kind of, man, I don't know. To be honest, I'm not in love with the stuff. I like where they went with it, right? Because they kind of kept it this more like elegance and simplicity, where like the excess is kind of more like kind of crazy excess, not like excess is like in your face, right? But like kind of like the beauty of like ballerina stuff, and we see that in some of the models. Um, but yeah, I guess we'll just go over each model individually. So let's get the big elephant out of the room. Keeper of Secrets. You look at the original Keeper of Secrets, and that's what Taylor kind of did. He's like, hey, remember, like this is what the thing used to look like. And I was like, okay, fine, I get it. The new Keeper of Secrets is kind of not doing it for me, and I think it's the face. There's like I neck down, I'm okay with it, though it is lacking in the pose. Like you look at the Great Unclean one, and that Great Unclean one's pose just looks great, and the model looks fantastic. Um, but there's just something about that face. It almost has like a Beast of Chaos look to it, or something. I don't know. It's not for me, man. Like plain and simple. It's just like and like that's the thing. It's not designed for me because I don't play Slaanesh, so I don't really care if I do or don't like it. It's going to be weird with a new model release and me not buying a bunch of stuff, but I'm okay with that. Um, but I like where they were going with it because they kind of made it very androgynous, which I really like. I like the idea. It's like, well, is it a he? Is it a she? We don't know because it's a god, right? Like we don't know if it's a male or a female. It's kind of both, and I think that's really awesome and really cool that they kind of went with that approach. There's something weird about that face, and I just don't care for it. So I probably will not be picking the model up. However, I have heard that there is a variant head. My guess is like all the others, except for the corn one. There's going to be a variant head, so like a named character and a non-named character, which I think is smart. I think it's a good idea. I like that I could build Rodigus or just a generic Great Unclean one out of the original set. I actually ended up buying a second one because I just didn't feel like magnetizing it because it didn't seem like it'd be that easy to magnetize them. Though I had seen how people had done it, and I thought that was really cool. But at the time, just didn't seem like enough. And I knew that I was gonna want to run both at the same time for AOS because I like elite lists. I don't like horde lists, and I love demons, so I was gonna run both. Right. So, uh, I don't know. I'm not terribly. Anyway, I'm not terribly fond of it. That was my whole point. I'm not terribly fond of it. I don't know what I'm doing with this. I think I need to switch up my colors. Um, I need more orange in this up top. There we go. we got some weird blending going on. We can give that a little minute to dry while I figure out my next colors. However, there are some things from the Slash line that I really do like actually. I really like the. I think she's the Herald named character. I think she's the Mask. Her name is the Mask. I think. I really like that new model. I might just pick that up and paint it, just for poops and laughs, because I was digging that model. I could see actually a lot of people doing some like cool Harlequin conversions out of that. That's what I was kind of thinking of, because they do have that clown aspect to them, which I really like. I do like that aesthetic, so I really like that. I thought that was kind of cool. The flying Bobby Gadooch brother and sister combo, whatever that thing is, I'm really curious to know like what exactly that thing is going to be doing. But I thought that was kind of interesting. The demon standing on top of what I can only assume is like a slave dude. And I have a feeling, so like Blight Kings came out, or Blight Knights, what do they call them? Putrid Knights. Putrid Knights came out for Nurgle. Zinch have the Acolytes and the Zangors. Korn just has an endless line of like humanoids, but Slash doesn't really have any yet. So my guess is we're gonna see a lot of. Man, if they release like Harlequin style, I just dropped my thing, my paintbrush. If they release a Harlequin style, man, that might do it for me. To be honest, like I could be on board with like Harlequin Chaos and AOS. I think that would be super cool. That might sell me on it. I don't know yet. I'm still thinking about it. Take a drink here. Throw down in the comments. Anybody who comments gets an extra vote or an extra entry into my drawing. Tell me what you guys liked about the new release. I really like the. I really like that mask. I kind of like the aesthetics. That's about it though. But there's been some other releases that I have super loved. Mainly Warcry. We not a lot has been released yet of what Warcry is, or what to expect necessarily. Using a dry brush, I'm gonna do the undercarriage. I have Vermin Lord Hide. I just got this. When did I get this? I got this a few days ago. I'm kind of excited to give it the old try ski. I really like the color, and I couldn't find anything that was like similar to it in non-dry form, but we're gonna give it the old college try, right? Kind of work it in. Wouldn't mind it blending in anyway to parts that I painted underneath. So, and I'm just gonna do a circular motion on this. Again, just a friendly reminder, I don't actually know what I'm doing. I just copy everything I see on YouTube. So, don't give me shit. Or give me shit. Comment below if you want to give me shit. I don't care. But, Warcry. Okay, so let's talk about it. I like the new Slaanesh much better than the old. Yeah, I keep telling myself that, like, it's way better than what it was, so we really can't be. I can't be picky about it, which is true. I guess I can't. I don't know. Warcry. So Warcry came out, and it looks like it's. Originally, I figured it was going to be like a kill team style game. Like skirmish. And it was going to be like AOS's kill team, because their actual skirmish game. Again, I love GW, but it's not the best. It's very like kind of like most of their like add-on games. When you start, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I just watch a lot of YouTube clips when I'm in the bathroom at work on how to paint, and I just tried to copy them. But I will I will post on our Facebook. Go check us out on Facebook if you aren't following us on Facebook. Go give us a little follow over there, and I'll post this when I'm done, as well as the winner. Um, I will post that here. I'll do a video revealing who won the giveaway, but I'll post it over there as well. So we'll give you a shout out once we get all of the information together. Um, so Warcry. Sorry, you're gonna find out that I lose track of what I'm doing very easily. Warcry looks awesome. It looks like it was going to be like a kill team, but then they like really like I started looking at them more. The terrain looks phenomenal. I'm super on board with the terrain alone. Let's do a little orange. I'm super on board with the terrain right off the bat. I think it looks great. That was a lot on that brush. And I'm super on board with what's the other thing I'm super on board with? The models that were shown for it, right? We're seeing like creatures, and we're seeing new models that we hadn't seen before. And then I was listening to, man, was the Breaking Bad? I think it was no Breaking Bad podcast. The Rolling Bad podcast for AOS. If you guys don't know what that is, go check them out. They're really good. Those guys really, really love Age of Sigmar and get super into it. And they were talking about it, and I realized, or they had made the suggestion that it might actually be more like a Necromunda style game. And then it kind of dawned on me, oh, duh, there's 8 symbols. The lettering itself looked very chaosy. The lettering. The lettering itself looked very chaosy. It's 8 different war bands from 8 different realms, right? Each one from a realm, which makes a lot of sense. And then they announced that they announced the first group, which I really really liked. The Furies. I love those new models, and they really needed new stuff. Those things looked awful. I mean, they looked so bad. They looked cool. You know what I mean? And then they just looked bad again. But yes, so I had planned on buying it just for the terrain alone, just because I love that terrain. But what they then announced is that at release there's going to be rules for other stuff, and they showed all the other things too, like Skaven and all the other stuff. So now I'm thinking it's going to be more like a kill team meets Warcry, right? And they showed the first group of, or they talked about the first group, the first warband, which is, I believe they were called the Iron Golems. I believe was their name, if I'm not mistaken. Those models look amazing. They showed off the Furies and the Razor something. I forget what the heck they were called. Razor something with like 4 consonants next to each other. But they looked super great. I was super big fan of them. I think they looked really 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 good. Everything looks really good. Plastic Furies are super awesome. Dan will be excited, I think, to finally replace his Furies, but even then, I don't see him doing it, because he'll want to just use those really ugly old Furies. Dan has a ton of them. He used them in a game. They didn't do anything one time. But just more Furies? Yeah, you wish. But overall, I'm super excited about seeing what these other war bands are going to look like. I just hope that they're on a better schedule than the Necromunda and the Blood Bowl teams are, because while they are just pumping things out, uh, at almost godlike speeds, which is awesome, and I'm really really happy that's the case. I'm gonna blend that in a little more. There we go. I just want all the warband, like they've got me trained on just wanting everything right away. I really hope the warbands come out super 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 fast. and we kind of get them all, and we get expansions and all that stuff. Speaking of expansions, we saw the first expansion, or the first reveal of something. Oh, thank you, Zombie Dad. I'll see you later. We get the expansion. Whoever can comment what the next expansion for AOS is called gets an extra entry into the drawing. I cannot remember what it's called. Power something? Power struggle? No, that's not right. Something something. I don't remember. Whoever lists it gets an extra entry into the drawing. But we are pretty. I don't know how to feel about it because it looks like it's going to be an expansion to Magic, and my guess is they're going to try to balance Magic a little bit or something to that extent, because a lot of people think that Magic is a little like endless spells aren't great, prayers are a little overpowered because they just go off and there's no way to stop them. It looks like it's going to be coming with a bunch of new terrain. I actually like most of the new terrain, although it's confusing because it looks all like it's death. Like they have the Styx dude in the boat. I'll get to the apocalypse thing real soon. But I'm very interested to see what comes in this expansion, and if they do kind of address Magic, because Dan has been playing Blades of Corn for a little while now, and it seems like the prayers are a little overpowered because I can't stop them, and Magic seems to, in general, it doesn't seem great. It seems like there's something that they can do to just kind of make it a little better, but not totally. I don't know, like they're not going to break the game, right? And if we're investing money into these endless spells and then not taking them, then like that's going to hurt them in the long run. I don't know what I'm looking for. You know what? Let's add a little bit of flesh tone to stuff, shall we? And do a little barbarian flesh. We just got this. Army painter, barbarian flesh. We're gonna add that. It's just as a little highlight stuff. Blend it into yellows. Fun fact about army painter stuff is you gotta shake the bejesus out of it, and you don't have to water it down nearly as much, which is super nice. Anyway, yeah, Dan, I agree. It's kind of 6 1 half dozen the other with spells. They're either super super good and they wreck face and they're unstoppable, which is why I wanted to do heavy magic on a lot of my armies, or it just doesn't do anything, and you're just kind of sitting there and you're like, cool. Glad this is points I could have used towards a new. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. This is stuff I could have used towards a new. Another unit, or building up a unit, or taking that character instead. Stuff like that. I guess, dry brushing it on. I don't know. What do you guys think? I like it. I think it looks nifty. You can get super close to the camera on it. Yep, too far. Sorry, guys. Yep, focus. Focus. There you go, focus. Sorry, guys. Oh, maybe. And there we go. Okay, cool. Yeah, now that it finally focused, I pull it away. I'm just going to dry brush this just a little on the face and on the top parts of the head. For those of you who have never painted with me before, I'm a heavy wash guy. I pretty much just lay in my base coats and my highlights, and then I just wash the whole gosh darn thing and call it good. I guess you can just say my technique is messy speed paint until it looks good. Is usually my go-to. Yeah, that's usually what I do. Anyway. What was I talking about? I forget. Oh yeah, the new expansion. The new expansion looks interesting. I like the idea of it. And I'm excited that they're expanding, right? Think maybe they should have come out with more battle tomes first. We did get to see the Fire Slayers. They got the Brick Oven Pizza of Doom, which looks awesome. Very Anvil of Doomy from Fantasy, which I super love, and stuff like that. But overall, man, I don't know. It's interesting. I don't hate it. I don't. I think I bought the Start Collecting box for Fire Slayers because my one true love is dwarves. That's what I played in seventh, and Slayer dwarves were obviously what I played in seventh when I played a little too much. I'm gonna try to work some of that off. There we go. Dab my brush off. Got too much going on there. There we go. Okay. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. You know, I don't know. Anyway, where was I? What talk about? Let me know, guys. Oh yeah. So let's talk about 40k stuff. Abaddon's out. Mr. Inquisitor. Or The Inquisitor. Sorry, The Inquisitor. Tell me what you think about that Abaddon model. I think it's interesting. I'm glad to see Abaddon got much needed new model. He definitely needed it. Man, did he need it. So I'm really happy to see that out. I like it. I'm not gonna bring it because I don't play. I only play demons in 40k. I don't play like any kind of Chaos Space Marine. Yeah, it's a good model. They did a great job. I don't play any. I don't play any 40k Chaos Space Marine armies. I only play demons because I try to think I'm competitive, but then I just play ally armies apparently. But I super love where they went with it. I like that it came with a variation of heads. I like that the cloak can come on and off of it. I think that's super awesome. What else did I? There was some other stuff I really loved about it. I really liked the sword. Did I like the sword? No, I didn't like the sword. I liked the base. I liked that the base kind of goes. It's almost diorama to Gilliman. I did not like the sword. The sword, I felt like they kind of rushed on it or something. It looks really, I don't know, like the faces on it look goofy. Like it was a prototype and they just kind of sent it to. They just sent it out. I don't know. The sword's a little weird, but overall, it's a beautiful model, and I like the price point. Um, the price point isn't bad. I didn't think so. I'm kind of bummed that they didn't put him with a bunch of other guys because, like, remember when they did the Triumphids that they were doing at the end of seventh into eighth, and they put like Gilliman and they put who was with Gilliman? Was it Gilliman, Draco, whatever his name is, and somebody else, right? Cipher maybe or something. I don't remember. But they put all of them together, and I really liked that. I thought that was super cool. Kind of like thing to do. And they didn't do that this time. It would have been cool to kind of see some other like lieutenants. I mean, they had Harker, the voice dude, that told everybody he was coming. They had like they could have put him and maybe somebody else in like a bundle deal or something, kind of like how they did. But regardless of all that, I think it's good. I think it's a good choice overall to bring him in. Tournament wise, his rules still seem pretty good. Not as good as Gilliman, but I haven't seen the price point on him yet. So if he's less than Gilliman, then he's going to be on every table, no question. At least in tournament standings. The Renegade chapter traits. Yeah, a lot of people have been going crazy for those Renegades. Although, they don't get something. What can't they do? Oh, they're not Veterans of the Long War, so they don't get Veterans of the Long War? Or something like that. That's like a thing that they were talking about on Frontline Gaming's live stream signals from the Frontline. So, I just want to brighten up this foot a little bit more. Sorry guys, there we go. But overall, I think it looks really good. I don't know. I haven't really been looking at a lot of stuff just because I've been jumping into AOS. I haven't even cracked open my Genestealer Cult Codex yet. I know I've been a long time Genestealer fan. GCR Cults player and fan. So at some point, I gotta jump back into that. I don't know. I kind of like. There's things that I love, but I think I'm too dumb to play GCR Cults. Um, because I don't know. I just don't feel like I'm smart. Like it takes a lot to get good with them. So what we got so far? Building up that color. We're getting there. I haven't decided what I'm gonna do yet with the other stuff. So let's jump into. We'll do metallics. We'll work on some metallic stuff next. Um, but let's talk apocalypse, shall we? Um, I don't know if you guys kind of stopped screen and looked at that. So it's interesting. We saw like 12-sided dice on it and some tokens. And did you guys notice that all of those models were on movement trays? I thought that was, yeah, that's super weird. Movement trays. Um my guess is, so this is what I'm thinking. I think it's going to be like, what's that game? Kings of War, Wrath of Kings, something like that, where like it's a diorama and um you move the stuff, but you never really take models off, and like it represents a large scale. Dan, help me out. What was the game? War Master was like the epic fantasy version of it back in the day. I think it was called War Master, and it was like epic 40K, but for fantasy, and it was like kind of the same way, where like you had like a square, it actually represented like 100 guys or something weird like that. Um, and I remember that being like, yeah, Kings of War does that. So I'm like kind of interested in seeing like, does one guy represent 1,000 guys or 100 guys or something like that, and that's why there's like random squad units of 5. Because otherwise, I'm not really sure. Because my I would assume that it's supposed to be, um, it's supposed to be like a giant like apocalypse game, just scaled down for people to be able to play it. But then they showed like the commanders standing on that platform. I don't know. It looks very interesting. I'm very intrigued by it. I haven't heard anything else about it. But I'm super 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 excited to kind of see where that goes. We're gonna do some gold, greedy gold. Army Painter. I like their metallics. I'm a big fan of their metallics over anything. I kind of like them more than GWs. Just gotta really shake the ever loving Jesus out of them. There we go. But it's super super good, and I really really like it. So yeah, what else did they really say anything else for that? I don't really remember anything else that they talked about. I need a base brush. There we go. I don't remember too much else that they talked about for 40K release wise. Oh, elites for Kill Team. I believe it was somebody had said something about, they'd like to see demons in Kill Team. I thought demons were in Kill Team, so surprise there. Didn't know that. Didn't know that they weren't. I should say. I haven't played Kill Team. I like the idea of Kill Team. Our meta is very, 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 very small. Uh, and if kind of like if everybody isn't on board with playing the new system that comes out, then it doesn't get picked up pretty much ever. So what happened with like Blood Bowl, and I think like pretty much our meta and our community at our local gaming store that we go to is pretty much what you see on the channel, plus like 4 other people, sometimes, occasionally, and even then it's pretty sparse. I'm gonna have to get in the shot here. Sorry, guys. Hey, because I can't see what I'm painting. I'm painting in some gold. I love gold. But overall, I don't mind the. I don't know how I feel about elites coming in. Like the elite options. Like I know, I think you guys could always take like Ostra Militarum could always take an Ogren, which would love me some Ogrens, as we all know. I'm gonna do their collar silver though. I want their colors gold. Too much gold. As we all know, I do love me some Ogrins and Bulgrins, but I don't know how I feel about the idea that like Custodes are a kill team unless there's just like 3 of them. That's it. And I'm a Custodes player, as you guys know. It's about the only thing I bring on the channel anymore. It's Custodes and Assassins. But I'm not sold on the idea of like elite options coming in, and they, you know, Custodes can come in and all this other stuff can come in. I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy, but overall, I'm hit or miss about it. I didn't mind the commanders. I thought the commanders were interesting because it just added a new way to play, and I don't. The arena is interesting because the arena makes it look super competitive, but you don't have to play that way. You don't have to play with commanders. So if you don't have to play with elite options, I don't see the problem in it, I guess. But anyway, what else did they reveal? What else did they? I don't remember. What else they revealed? There's something else. I don't remember. What else came? What else? Oh, I said I was going to talk about brunch items. That's right. So we had an interesting conversation at my job. For those of you who don't know, my shoot job, as they call it in the wrestling business, I am a catering chef. We got on the topic of what counts as being brunch and what doesn't count as being brunch. Oh, yeah. Karajan Overlords and Shadespire. Let's talk about brunch and I'll go back to that. Because, I do want to go back to that because there was something real cool that they don't talk about in one of the things, and I'm super curious to know what it was. There's no metal there. Oh, well. Brunch. So, what time do you guys think brunch starts? Because I am a Sunday brunch to me is like 10. I'll say 9:45 at the earliest. Anything before 9:45, you're just eating breakfast. To like noon, 9:30. Yeah, it's a little early. But the concept isn't like a lunch menu item and a breakfast menu item. The idea is like it's a fusion of the two, right? So like quiche is like a prime example because you have pie, but you have a savory pie made with egg and cheese. There's no FYI. If there's no cheese in an omelet, it's not an omelet. If there's no cheese in a quiche, it's not a quiche. You then have just folded egg, and then you have egg pie. Fun fact out there for you. Anyway, just in case you're ever on a trivia, and if they tell you you're wrong, you tell me. I'll come kick their ass because they're wrong. So like I'm trying to debate what is the best. I do love me a good eggs Benedict though. And that it's kind of hard to say that that's not. I guess that's like a brunch item, right? That is like classic Sunday brunch is eggs Benedict. We're gonna paint in some bone. If you're wondering what I'm doing, got a little bone color. I used skeleton bone from Army Painter. There you go. I like me a good eggs Benedict. If you guys, here you go. Helpful tip of the day. You guys want the perfect hollandaise sauce recipe. It is chuck proof, i.e. idiot proof. You take your eggs, you put them in a blender. Turn the blender on. You then take your butter, your melted butter, and you slowly drizzle it into the top of the blender. And as it spins around, it blends it together and emulsifies. That's what a hollandaise sauce is. It's an emulsification of egg and butter over heat. The butter being hot enough will actually emulsify it. A lot of times people curdle the egg because they get their sauce when they're trying to make it too hot. This is foolproof. You then squeeze your lemon and your hot sauce in, and you have literally fail-proof hollandaise sauce. Highly recommend it. Give it a try. Let me know how you like it. Have her make blender version. It's really really good. Um, and if it starts to break, you just turn it back on. You know what? I'm gonna blend. Oops, got the base and knocked it over. I'm gonna blend. I think I'm gonna blend this in a little bit. But I don't have that orange anymore. Do I? Oh yeah, I do. There we go. Blend that in just a titch. Just a titch. There we go. And we're just gonna bring it around. Oh, I like that. Not bad. Kind of interesting. The thing I did. You can't tell because it won't focus. Oh yeah, there it goes. Okay. And then I'm probably just gonna wash this all with like a light wash, not light wash, soft tone. So like a sepia maybe. I like sepia on the bone. I actually like Army Painter wash the most. Anyway, so I like me a good a good eggs Benedict. I think breakfast pizza definitely counts. I'm a big huge pizza guy in general. I love me a good breakfast pizza with sausage and salsa and cheese. That's always really really good. But anyway, okay. Well, that was brunch corner with Chuck. There you go. See, you guys are learning, not just learning and talking about model stuff. You get a cooking lesson out of it too. Y'all welcome. Um, let's talk about Shadespire. It is a game that I'm really into that I have never played. I bought a couple of the bands because I really like the models, but I've yet to actually jump into the game. Cause I'm weird about deck builder games. I don't know. I'm just weird about it. But Dan and everybody at the store really seems to really like it. So at some point when I actually get time to play again, I'll give it a try. See how I can see what I can do with it. What warbase do I have? I have the big troll dude, Mogolf, I think is his name, something like that. The dude who just wants to sleep. I've got him. I've got the Fire Slayer ones because I really like the Fire Slayer models. I bought the second starter set, so I've got the magic version of the Stormcatcher Eternals and the Undead. The not the Undead. Oh, I do have the Undead. I have the Spectral Guard. Cause that was the first one I bought because I thought those models were really cool. Like I say, I like to buy the models and paint them, but I'm not big into the actual game stuff. I think I'm just gonna draw, like, highlight these hairs a little bit with this white too. Like where that's going, kinda. Just the tip. Just the tip. There we go. Oh, I like that. Okay. We can blend that in just a titch more though. It's a little unblendy. There we go. Neat. Okay. What else do I like? Oh, I don't know. I like other things. Anyway, let's talk about Courage on Overlords, right? So, if they're going to play anything like their actual army, they're going to be super awesome looking, but not have great rules. It'll be interesting to see how they do in the shooting aspect of things. But, because I don't think there's any other shooting army yet. It's all like close combat-y except for the magic dudes. It's all close combat-y. So it'll be kind of interesting to see where that goes and how it plays out. I like that they're mercenaries, or pirate mercenaries, whatever they're called. Are they called pioneers? Something like that. Something like that. But if you guys look when they kind of when they first show, it's like 4 or 5 clips into it. They show one of the dudes, and then off to the side, there is like a robot chainsaw dude, and he's like kind of like a monodrone looking thing. If you know what a monodrone is, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but go back kind of like do the shoot like stop, pause, stop, pause, stop, pause, and you'll see it, and man, I don't know what that thing is, but it looks super awesome, and I really, really, really like it a lot, like a lot, a lot. I'm very, very interested to see kind of where that thing, because like they don't show it any other time. It's not in the lineup when they show all the models like at the very tail end. So I don't know if that's like weird terrain or something. I don't know. It looks super cool. I'm really curious to find out what it is. Like I wonder if they like messed up and it's like an endless spell or something for when they get their book out. I don't know. I just thought it was really cool. Maybe I'll post it if I can get a couple of shots. I'll post it up on the channel, or not on the channel, on the Facebook page. So go check us over on the Facebook, facebook.com/. I think it's for whom the die rolls, but it might be rolls for the. But look us up. You'll find us there anyway. Oops, I don't want that light. Oh well, I can touch that back up. Not going to, but I could. What else do we had? What else did they show? Oh, they announced the a while back for Shadespire. They announced the tree people, the dryads. Uh, those were kind of neat. I kind of like them. Um, I think so. Let's talk GW. Let's talk about their ridiculously excessive releasing that they've been doing. They do a lot of releases, like a lot of releases. Um, I and I'm curious to know if anybody in comment below what what you guys think. Are they releasing stuff too fast? I know this is like a topic on a lot of the YouTube forums or YouTube forums, YouTube chat channels and stuff like that. Like, yeah, they're releasing stuff too fast and they're gonna burn us out. I know, like, I I kind of get that like buyers like I have to have it because it's new and they released it. Example, um, but I don't know. There's just something about there's just something about the way that they do all their insane releases that make me kind of like uh, there's no way that the company is going to be able to keep up with this amount of release. So there's going to be a time where they're going to have to slow down, right? Because like think about it, they released uh, two new versions of 40 of their main stuff, 40K and Age of Sigmar. There's new editions already out. They've done Blood Bowl, Necromunda. They have this Warcry coming out. They have Adeptus Titanicus. They've got just a ton, a ton, a ton, a ton, a ton, a ton, a ton of stuff, and it makes me wonder, kind of like, what happens when they run out of stuff to release? Are they gonna? They're not gonna go away. I hope. But are we just gonna see a lot of like supplement books coming out, where they're constantly fixing the rules to stuff? Man, I don't really know if I want to just keep buying up a bunch of books either. Oh, that's fire. Shoot, that's fire underneath his foot. All right, we'll keep that there. Yeah, that's fire. I'm gonna paint it in just so I can remember it for later. That it's fire, and I'll do some fire washes on that. And we're just touching up the rest of it. Uh, but overall, I like the new GW, right? Like I'm happy to have all this. Oops, I'm happy to have all these releases. I'm happy to have this. I'm happy to have that. And I'm super excited about. I'm super excited to see where this all takes us. But I'm also kind of scared in the long run where this might take us. All right, we got some basing done. We got some base coats and some layering in, and we blended. Oh, we blended. let's do some washes. I'm gonna do. So I typically wash my way down. Like I do kind of my lighter washes, and then I kind of work my way down from there. Um, and I think no, I think I want to dry brush a little bit more. I want to bring up this. I want to bring up these highlights a little bit more here and here. I just think I need. We'll do palette witch flash. Kind of do like a white, and I'm just gonna do ever so lightly. I am not one to do. I'm not one to do layering or edge highlighting. It's just not my thing. I don't like doing it. It's tedious. I like that you can kind of get the same results from dry brushing and have it look just as nice. And just kind of flick it. We're just flicking. We're just flicking. Yeah, that works. And we'll go down here and do that. And then we're going to go here. And we're going to go here. And across here. And just a slice bit across his face. On his face. Hold the model. You would edge highlight, Dan. God. I don't know what it is. I just can't. I don't have the patience for it. I just want to paint the model, and I guess that's my style. Is I don't edge. My style is I don't edge highlight very often, if ever. But I like to use washes. That's my thing. I like to just saturate with washes. Oh, we got to paint in the collars. Oh, ball. We are going to use gunmetal. Yay, gunmetal. I think it's just you and I in the chat now, Dan. I think the Inquisitor left. What a shame. For all of those watching not live, still enter in for the competition. Write in your favorite demon and why. You could win a giveaway of a $50 value, a dice bag, some of our dice, some paint supplies that I threw in there, a paintbrush, maybe some other goodies. I've got so much stuff that I can just of like extra weird little things. Some hobby related, some not hobby related. Who knows? That I might just throw in there. At least a $50 value, if not more. Yeah. So comment below your favorite demon and why that will enter you in. If you answered any of my other questions where I said I'd give you extra votes in, please do that. So far, I've got three people. I've got the Inquisitor. I've got Zombie Dad. I've got that might be it. Maybe all I got, guys. I've got 2 entries so far. Shane Blake, you know what? I'll count you in. But everybody else pretty much gets 2 votes. So 2 votes for Zombie Dad, 2 votes for the Inquisitor. Or not votes, but 2 entries. And 1 vote for that Shane Blake guy. Dan, you can't enter. I don't even like you. Other than that, it's kind of pretty much it. I'm just going to paint in some metal. Run through my topics pretty fast. I'm a little bummed out. But that's alright. What else can we talk about, guys? What else? Oh, let's talk about I'll give you a movie suggestion if you haven't seen Us yet. The Jordan Peele joint. I highly recommend going and seeing it. It's very good. It's a little out there. I did not like it nearly as much as I liked Get Out, but I really liked Get Out. But I highly recommend Us if you haven't seen it yet. If you are not a movie guy, or a movie theater guy or lady, I don't discriminate, movie theater person, and you're looking for something to watch that is kind of violent, and by that I mean very violent. I just watched a couple of movies. Bone Tomahawk. It's a western starring Kurt Russell. I am a huge fan of it. I'm a huge Kurt Russell fan in general. He is in one of my favorite movies of all time, Death Proof. Go watch Death Proof if you've never seen it. It's really good. If you're off put easily by violence, it can be graphic. So just keep that in mind. But other than that, definitely go check those two movies out. Dan says Love, Death, and Robots. That is I saw the series on Netflix. It looks really, really good. I have. It's on my queue. At some point, I will get. Oh, excuse me. I got the burps. Oh, there we go. I will jump onto it at some point. I actually just started The Good Girls, which is phenomenal. I kind of went into it hesitant, but my best friend recommended it to me, and I usually believe everything she says, and sure enough, she was right. It was phenomenal. So shout out to the Goose. Because she was right. Sorry, guys. I need my orange. You guys can actually see now what my little system looks like here. Fugan. We're going to use Fugan Orange. It is one of the few washes that I like from GW, mainly because they make it. They make an orange. Army Painter doesn't make an orange. I don't know why, but they don't. And I'm a big using Lamy Medium guy, so medium shade brush, and I'm going to bust out my Lamy Medium that I have open. I just went and bought a bunch more. I usually use Lamy Medium even to thin my paints, because I just like Lamy Medium better. Still in the shot, sorry guys. Maybe I don't have an open one. Alright, we'll open one. But I super love them all. I don't know. I super love all of the Army Painter stuff. I'm not a huge fan of some of the Citadel stuff. Most of it I like, but I just like the tone that Army Painter has better, I guess. I did, what did I just do? Like 4 or 5? And then I'm going to do, the orange is very orange. It has a lot of pigment in it, so I don't like to use a lot of it if I can help it. And I'm going to work a little bit of it in. There we go. And we're going to kind of stick more up to this area. Now, the funny thing is the Lamy Medium usually brings back to life the paint underneath on my glass palette, so we'll see how that works. But I'm just going to start working this on all over the miniature. Now, what I'm going to be doing is essentially just doing this orange wash, and then I'm going to start darkening it down, but I want that orange to turn a lot of this white orange first. So we're just going to work it on, and I'm going to try to avoid the bone because I want the soft tone on the bone, so it actually turns it the color that I want. And we'll go around this, get this, and essentially it's kind of like a glaze at this point, or more of a glaze. Pull that down. There we go. They did they make, no, they don't have an orange glaze. They have a yellow glaze, which I actually really like. So I might go through and just kind of warm some stuff up with the glaze. We'll see, but I doubt it. I'm also, like I say, I'm very sloppy when it comes to laying in my stuff. I like the colors to kind of bleed together a lot. I actually might do a purple wash around here just to kind of make it look like it's I don't know, like sore and infected or something. I know it's kind of weird, but I think that would look really, really cool. So I'll probably end up doing that. Just gonna touch up this. I missed. Yeah, see, I missed a spot. Darn. I'd like to think I'm gonna go back and paint it in, but it doesn't sound like me. Dan can attest. That doesn't sound like me. Um, I usually will just leave the spot forever as punishment. Um, yeah. So I went a little too hard on the highlight here. So I'm going to go back and just dry brush that Ryza Rust. I love Ryza Rust. It looks great over metals. It looks great over browns and orange and reds, but a little too hard of a highlight than what I like. But I'm also not done. I have a very strict rule. You can't heat it till it's done. That is I have time tested. I say that regardless of whether it's at my job, whether it's here, painting, in life. My rule is you can't hate something until you're done with it, and then you can decide whether it's worth going back or if you're really happy. Um, it's okay to go back and make changes, sure, along the way, but I'm not a big fan of hating something and stopping midway. I did do that with I did have to walk away from when I was doing my Rodigus. I don't think I painted Rodigus for almost a year. Do you have an Instagram? I do have an Instagram. I specifically have an Instagram, Chuck. You can follow me at Kicked Out of the Hood, no E in kicked. So KICKDOUTOFTHEHOOD. I post a lot of the models that I paint there. The show itself does not have an Instagram, I don't think. We do have a Twitter. You can look us up at Rolls for Thee on Twitter. I'll start posting more stuff on that uh, once I'm kind of more back into using social media a lot more. I'm taking a small break from social media, other than just doing this stuff and channel stuff for dumb reasons. But you can also check us out on Facebook, where we post most of our pictures there anyway. But definitely, yeah, if you want to follow my personal Instagram, it is Kicked Out of the Hood, no E in kicked. It's amazing that I actually remembered it, to be honest. And I post a lot of my stuff there. I do commission work on the side too, so I post a lot of my commission stuff there. I haven't posted stuff in a while. So, but anyway, yes, the Inquisitor. Go follow us on all the stuffs. So there we go. We got the oranges laid in. We're gonna let that dry for a little bit. What time we got? We got 9:21. I said I was gonna go an hour and a half. You know what? Let's go a little bit longer. We'll go till 9:30. How's that for an idea, Mr. Inquisitor and Dan, and anybody else who's still watching? Because I'll start working on the base. I'll talk you through the base. So this is what I did. I did cork. I did 2 layers of cork. All the rest of the dogs are going to be on 1 layer of cork. You can't actually see it. There we go. I carved the corn symbol into the rock as best I could. I had literally an X-Acto knife and a Dremel, like a hand Dremel. And then I put skulls all around it, right? Skulls for the skull throne. I like to try to pick themes for all of my armies because I like to get fluffy with stuff. So what I'm doing for my corn is that Scarbrand is going to be involved because Scarbrand's going to be involved, but KARANAK and all the flesh hounds, they hunt out the bones and the skulls because they're dogs, right? For the skull throne. So a lot of their stuff is going to have skulls on them. I kind of want to do a thing because I don't see my flesh hounds doing a lot. That I would add skulls to their bases for every kill that they end up getting over time. Because in AOS they're not great. In 40k they're not bad, but they're not wonderful. And then I'm going to... So I have a Herald and I have a Skull Taker, right? Skull Taker's coming. So I'm going to paint up the Skull Taker and I'm going to put a lot of extra skulls on him. And then my Herald of Corn, I am doing... What am I doing? Oh, I'm going to actually... So I bought the box of skulls a while back, and I really, really love it. And there's some really cool demon skulls in that. I'm either going to switch his head out with one of those, so it looks like he's wearing like his face is a skull. I haven't decided the backstory behind it, like that either like he lost his face, but it's still like he's still going, or it's like a ceremonial thing. And I was gonna try to like maybe sculpt or use a toothpick and do fire coming out of his eyes or something to that extent. But his name is going to be Skulls Mahoney. So that would be really funny. Uh, so that's my plan. Skulls Mahoney, the Herald of the Skulls Mahoney, the Bloodmaster. That is a very niche '90s wrestling reference of Balls Mahoney. If you ever watched ECW in the '90s, you would know that. But anyway, I'm a big fan of Balls Mahoney. So I made a guy named Skulls Mahoney. And then, of course, the Skull Taker will look like the Undertaker, at least in some aspect, with some colors, some purples and grays and stuff. So I'm very, very, very excited for that. I am just layering this in as heavy as possible. So I took cork, I stacked it up on itself, glued it together, bunch of PVA glue to kind of seal it in, so the paint wouldn't just soak right in. Multiple layers of PVA glue or Elmer's glue. Glued the skulls on for the skull throne. I got an orc skull here, and I got a bunch of other skulls. I got a cool like goat demon skull there. Because I wanted him to kind of be higher up, right? I wanted him to be a little taller than everybody else. Whew. Yeah, streaming's hard. I get tired, run out of things to talk about. So I've laid in this. I'm gonna do some grays and maybe some purples and blues on there too. Who knows? I'm gonna figure it out. I'm figured out. See where I'm going with this. But hey, man, thanks for everybody for hanging out with me tonight. This was a lot of fun. I am going to, like I said, I'm going to try to do this at least once a week. I will not be back next Sunday because it is WrestleMania and I'm having a party. And I don't know why WrestleMania is 8 hours long, but it's 8 hours long. And it's going to be right during when I normally stream. I'm going to try to shoot for Sundays. I can't guarantee a giveaway every time, but I'm going to try to do giveaways as much as I can, just for views and comments and stuff like that, because I think that's cool. So anyway, thank you, the Inquisitor. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Zombie Dad. Thank you to everybody who jumped in. That Shane Blake guy, he was cool. Came in for a minute and commented. Appreciate that. I'm going to let this go for 24. The contest is open for 24 hours. So 8 o'clock on Monday. If you have not watched it by then, sorry, you're going to be out of the running. You'll be entered in to win. Again, international people can enter to win. Please do. I think it'll be awesome. So go find out how you can enter at the beginning, or read the description. It's comment who your favorite demon is and why. But that being said, ladies and gentlemen, boys